at least once each semester, I try to go out in the woods. I make a little instructional video, if you will. I'll talk about the gear that you need, what you might need to get started, and I'll show you where I go, how I set up camp, and at the end we'll have a little chat about wilderness areas, which is where I am right now. I'm in the Garden of the Gods wilderness area, just on the edge of it. And I'm just walking in right now. As you'll see, a car just went by. The beginning of the trail is right there behind me. And so at each stage I'll try to give you a little information. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, and let me know what you think. So the gear is always kind of interesting. Here are all the clothes. Even though it's going to be warm in the day, it'll be a little chilly at night, so you kind of have to wear both. Something cool in the sun and something so you don't freeze all night long. Right here, sleeping bag. When it's hot out, I like to use a camping hammock. You'll see that on the after I set it up. First aid kit, snake bite kit, lots of snakes in southern Illinois. Have some sunscreen and other stuff there. That's the food bag. That's all the food for a few days. Stove and pot. There's not much water down there. There's a couple spots to get water. So you got to bring a fair amount with you so that in between you're not so damn thirsty. And there's the pack that all this stuff will be going in there. And the hiking poles. And that's about it. Right here you see River to River Trail. That way is the larger Garden of the Gods. More of a tourist area. This way, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 miles. That's where I'll camp tonight. For about half an hour now, I've had these rocks and cliffs along the right side of the trail. They're lovely. So I found this lovely little spot. It's kind of on top of a cliff, which is not ideal, but it's far enough away that it's pretty safe. The only bad part is there's this lovely moss, so I'll have to be real careful not to mess that up. But you'll see here, I'm at the very top. The trees are actually a little different, a little misshapen. Let's see if we can see. I don't know if you can see that down there. Way on the bottom there, that's the bottom of the cliff. Not super high, maybe 60 feet. So a couple things. You always want to be careful to look up when you're going to set up your tent or tarp or hammock, whatever you're going to do. Some little branches there. I'm not too worried. They're kind of small. But you should always check that just to be careful. If one of those falls on you in the middle of the night, not good. So here we are in the campsite with the hammock, with a tarp set up. The weather's weird. It's sunny on one side, cloudy on the other. So I kind of left it in case I need to pull it down for rain. Hi everyone, I'm back here at the trailhead. If you don't know anything about Garden of the Gods, it's actually quite a very popular tourist attraction. As you can see, if you watch over here, there are cars and cars. I had trouble finding a parking spot actually, and there are about 60 spots. So even if you are not interested in camping or hiking or anything like that, it's very easy to come here and see a pretty amazing thing. Some wonderful rock formations, great views, all just outside of the parking lot. But I also wanted to show you this. So we talked quite a bit about wilderness in the beginning of the semester, and we're also looking at Aldo Leopold. And as you'll see, Leopold has a place here. Right here, there's actually a quote from Leopold. As well as a couple of other quotes, one from Theodore Roosevelt, who preserved many, many wilderness areas across the United States. So the formation of these wilderness areas is a very interesting political and social concept, and I'd be happy to talk about it if anyone's interested. But there's the trailhead. Here are the trails. It's a little hard to see, but I went like this and then came back. It was probably, I don't know, 12 miles round trip. And that's just in a couple of days. It was a short trip this year. So as I said, it's a popular tourist attraction. Lots of families. The trails are quite easy. Those children would have no trouble. They're very easy to navigate on purpose so that everyone can get to see as much as possible. Formed by glaciers, of course, as most things were. So as it says there, the trail is quite short. It takes about 45 minutes if you're careful and go slow. So it's hard to avoid the contradictions these days. I'm very interested in conservation. I love the wilderness. But I drove a couple hours in my little car here to go out in the wilderness. Burning fossil fuels. Although it gets good gas mileage, it's still fossil fuels. So I'm not sure really what to think about that.